He stole my game code. I thought I was doomed. I feared the worst.
Hey, I'm just a little bird. No foul play, whoa. You won't. I'm invincible.
But he made my game 7 times better. Incredible, incomparable, indubitably quantifiable. But to truly understand this fascinating and perhaps slightly exaggerated scenario, we must go back to the beginning. The Hooded Olive, a mysterious figure with a green head, hasn't uploaded any videos worth watching since this one. Anyway, Mr. Olive was desperately asking around for people to do a video with him. I had nothing going on, so I volunteered, purely out of pity. After discussing for a while, we dreamed up a dream and schemed up a scheme. The plan was simple. We give each other a one-word theme. We work on the game 2 hours. We work on the other game 2 hours. We add finishing touches, we release epic videos, and then we have a dude party. Okay, it's a great plan. Now to put it into action. Mr. Olive already had a one-word game idea in his mind, but I'm saving all my ideas for when I host my game jam at 100 Discord members. So I had no ideas, until I got hit by a train. An idea train. Food. I really like food. But food is a 4-letter word, which is just unacceptable. So I chose the obvious synonym of food, refrigerator. But what's better than 1 refrigerator? 7 refrigerators. Or, to rephrase that, hepta-refrigerator. Surely he wouldn't be confused by this at all. So we hopped in a call and did the theme reveals.
Okay. What if we 3, 2, 1 send it at the same time? So it's super dramatic, you know?
You ready?
Oh
Wait.
yeah. 3, 2, 1. Go.
I did it. Oh, nice.
What? What? Well, I guess
Okay.
the timer starts now.
So, we each went our own way, and it was my challenge to code synchronization. I had some ideas, mostly Among Us, but nothing was really tickling my fancies, and you'll know my fancies are pretty ticklish if you've seen some of the other projects I've done. That's it! Birds! Birds are very synchronized. I'm gonna make a game about synchronized birds. So first things first, I drew a nice and jiggly bird. It's been half an hour. Okay, so an idea has been forming in my head. I want to make an infinite runner type game where there's 4 different phases for running, flying, fighting, or whatever. So first, I had to code the bird movement. I simply added force in the direction the player was trying to go and allowed the player to jump if they felt like it. Getting the animation to trigger was a bit annoying. I had to do some weird stuff because the bird kept bouncing off the ground and the run animation wouldn't trigger. And finally, to prevent
Infinite acceleration.
I added a little bit of linear drag. Next, I used a sprite shape to build a simple course, but I wanted it to be auto-generated. ChatGPT did okay, but the tangents are both the same length. And finally, I decided that it would be worth my time to learn how the shader system in Unity worked. So, now I know, and I made this cool background. Very original. And the game is already kinda fun. I personally am simply infatuated with this jiggly little bird. And just look at him go! Oh, the line disappeared. But my time was kind of up. Don't you just love the synchronization? Okay, let's see what the Hooded Olive thinks.
Click here to play Bird Run 2D. Oh. Okay. How is this synchronized?
Those
Okay,
are things I added.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna, I know what I'm gonna do.
So, I let the Hooded Olive steal my game and hoped he would be able to improve it. Maybe add some dinosaurs. Hopefully he can redo some of that code and he's familiar with Unity.
Okay, so here's the deal. I was very stupid. Sometimes I like to listen to music rather than the endless silence and void of my mind while working on stuff and recording, so I decided to stop recording desktop audio so I can listen to music without receiving a copyright strike the second that footage gets used. However, it got left on mute, so there will be no murmuring of your beloved potato friend in this segment. Be sad. Now is the time to be sad. Okay. Anyways, he showed me the game, and I could tell that this poor game needed a lot of love. Oh. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can. Okay. How is this synchronized? Well, that's a great question, me. However, I don't even think your lovely Mr. Potato Man knew, even if he could speak. At this point, there's no game loop. The shop does legitimately nothing, and there's no point to the game. However, it was fun to just move around. That is until the floor disappeared from existence. And even though it had been 2 entire years since my fingers had even skimmed Unity, please ignore the horror game I made in October, that sucks. I knew what had to be done. The game needed drastic improvements to the code and gameplay. So, I opened up Visual Studio, cracked my knuckles, and ignored all of that and made a stupid song. I figured I would break everything if I spent too much time in Unity, so I decided it would probably be best to give the game a soundtrack. That's right, this video is actually a part music video explainer. Because it can be, I guess. I've been listening to a lot of funk recently and wanted to try and give that a go. I even briefly learned how to read drum notation just so I can make a little funk pattern. I had some fun bass and synth bits, and the song just kind of magicked itself into existence. I also made a very, very, very short loop that kinda sucks, to be honest, for the menu. Very riveting. I know. Then I knew it was finally time. The game had sounds, but now it's time to address the glaring gameplay issues. With just 35 minutes left on the clock, I knew it had to be done. So I did something that changed literally everything. I made a timer. That's it. I also capped the jumps to 2 jumps to keep the floor from just giving up on existence. But yeah, I pretty much just made a timer. And you know what? That's what happened. That's how it is. I'm not gonna just lie to you and say, oh yeah, I did more than a music and a timer. Because I didn't. And you know, sometimes game development is just like that. Sometimes game development is just making music and a timer and then forcing other people to do all the work. So yeah, there be music and there be timer.
Alright, we're gonna call up the hooded olive and see what he did to the inconspicuous bird. Hot dog! Do you hear this? Feels like I'm in a club hub for bird enthusiasts. And the game song, wow, really invokes the feeling of being a bird. Running, exasperatedly yet unyieldingly, forcing my way forward on an unexpectedly empty esplanade. This goes in my playlist. Okay, so the bird can't fly anymore. And the fonts and UI all are messed up since this thing called Text Mesh Pro exists. That's complicated. But seeing how most of what the hooded olive did was making this game song, let's analyze this a bit more. Yes, exquisite drum sounds and a powerful, 2-pronged melody, approaching from both the left and the right ear, furiously fighting to claim control over your frontal cortex, though unbeknownstly wanting the exact same thing, external bliss. Is the game 7 times better? It's hard to say. More like 8! Well, now we had a bit extra time to fix our games. I assumed the hooded olive was going to make his better, but conformity is the downfall of humanity. So I went ahead and just started adding random features instead of fixing what was already there. So I added monies that you can pick up while you run. To make it more interesting, I coded the monies to appear at any size, small to big. And with money comes a little shop where we can buy little hats. And I added score, and I earned infinite money, and I coded the lamest ground pound ever, and I made it so that the farther you go, the more fun it gets. And so far, the game was far too easy. So I made this, totally overcomplicated physics-based timing minigame that triggers every now and then. Synchronization. Yeah! Remember to go watch Greenfaced Guy's video to see the other game me and him worked on. It should show up right here. Well, that sure was a funny video. If you enjoyed it, I hope you will feel the inexplicable urge to move your mouse over here and click subscribe. Subscribe.
It makes YouTube recommend my videos to you and other people more. So
I appreciate the support. Alright, no more talking for the rest of the day.